It really all depends on the project as far as whether we start from scratch or whether we kit bash, take something that's already existing and kind of modify it for our own purposes. So everything is kind of a mix of that. I like to be able to free flow it through the process, see what's going to work, and not be so stuck on having to try to force something from a kit that may not be the right thing for the project. So as far as our boom that goes on the back of this tow truck, we could have cut this out by hand, but it would have been a major pain. By having the CNC plasma table, we can actually design it in CAD so that the pieces actually fit together like pieces of a puzzle. So we wanted this thing to look like an old school wrecker. And in my mind, an old school wrecker has this big curved boom. Some of the pictures I saw show ones that didn't really have that. They were a little more angular and a little bit more like square pieces of steel. I really didn't like that look. So we wanted it to have that nice flowy lines that made it look old. Old big bolt heads, big relief cuts. So it looked like it's something that came off of an old bridge or an iron worker from back in the 40s and 50s. We made little tabs that stick off of the sides that fit into little slots on the top sheet and bottom sheet. With a few clamps and these notches, it really helps make it a lot easier process.
We started dating in 2012 and got married in 2012. On my business card, I put CAD designer and web developer.
Did you get to choose that title?
Yeah. If we're doing a project for like SEMA build or something like that, then there's a lot of CAD involved, and Kenny always wants things like right away. So I try to get that out as quickly as I can. My favorite part of the vehicle builds would have to be after I've already done all the CAD. It's not stressful then because I've done my part, and I cut out all the pieces and I get to see Kenny putting them together. He'll start out with like a little sketch and you're like, oh, that's neat, it looks like a little cartoon. And then when he's done, it looks exactly like what he had sketched out, and it blows me away every time.
So we decided to mount the coilovers on the top using custom-made hoops. Pulled out our Tube Shark tube bender, threw in some 2 1/4 inch DOM tubing, bent them up. The nice thing about the Tube Shark is repeatability. It's great because we can make 6 hoops quickly. They're all exactly the same, and we know that they're gonna have a nice, precise, well-formed bend. We decided to use these Bilstein 16-inch coilovers. We've had really good success with them in the past. They're incredibly well built. We use iBox springs with different weights and spring rates. What that does is allows us to kind of fine-tune the whole setup. For me, it's all about trying to articulate as much as possible without binding or having issues, clearance issues and that kind of thing, while still keeping the center of gravity nice and low. BDS had a really nice kit for the front that we were able to use, but we modified it slightly for our own purposes. We switched it from a 4-link to a 3-link, and we made some of the lower links adjustable. Will we use this vehicle as a tow truck? I don't know. I'm really looking forward to possibly pulling somebody out of some sort of stuck position with this thing, or at least tying it up to something really nasty and broke down and yanking it through a trail. I think that would be a lot of fun. Maybe a Ford Taurus or something, and dragging it through Hell's Revenge. I think it would be cool.